So this wild story comes from a Ukrainian army officer and took place nearly 10 years ago. He didn't want to give his name, so let's just call him Cap. Cap is part of the Ukrainian Air Assault Forces, specifically the 79th Airborne Brigade. These guys have been totally in the thick of it since 2014, battling it out and holding their ground against the pro-Russian forces. In 2015, Cap's squad is tasked with a medevac mission near a town called Ilovaisk, deep in the Donetsk region. They had to secure a spot for their field medics to work their magic, which they did, saving some seriously injured guys with just the basics. Afterward, they're heading back to Mariupol, about 60 miles southwest of their position, transporting 2 wounded privates to a hospital. And that's when all hell breaks loose. Just a couple of minutes into their trip, with trees lining the road, they suddenly get hammered by enemy fire. Turns out they've run right into a Russian sabotage and reconnaissance group lying in wait. These Russian guys are no amateurs. They go after Cap's assault vehicles, not the medevac vehicles. Maybe they figure whoever's in there is in no condition to fight anyway. Who knows? The assault vehicles, a pair of BTR-80s, which are armored personnel carriers with a gun turret on the top, are basically these old rusty tanks on wheels from the Soviet era. And I'm using the term armored very loosely. And they are getting pounded with heavy machine gun fire, totally blindsided. So Cap yells to the medevac vehicle, "Get out of here!" so they can at least have a fighting chance of getting the wounded to the hospital in Mariupol. And Cap gets on the horn to call in backup. But the Russians are not messing around. They decide to up the ante and roll out this beast called a bumblebee. Take a missile and combine it with a flamethrower. This thing unleashes a firestorm like you would not believe. One of Cap's BTRs gets hit straight on, and it's a nightmare. His guys are trapped inside this giant fireball. And just like that, half of Cap's team is dead. It's chaos, and Cap's trying to tell his driver to get them the hell out of Dodge. He has no idea where this attack is coming from. They are just fish in a barrel. In a last-ditch effort, Cap's radioing in their position to get some artillery support, but then, bam! His BTR takes a hit. By some miracle, it's not a direct hit, but now they're in a fireball from hell. Cap's got no choice but to get his guys out of the truck and into the trees, praying backup arrives before the enemy does. But then, everything just stops. Dead silence. The sudden quiet throws Cap off balance as he's desperately trying to figure out where this attack is coming from, when pandemonium erupts again, but not at them. This time, it's loud screaming and chaotic gunfire coming from the other side of the road, just a few feet inside the tree line. Seconds tick by with this other battle raging, and then nothing. Silence again. It's like the Russians got hit by something, but it wasn't Cap's backup. Cap and his men stay still in the bizarre silence for 15 minutes, just waiting for the next hail of bullets to start shredding the trees above their heads. But the attack never comes. When their real backup finally rolls in, tanks, medevacs, the whole 9 yards, there is no resistance. It's like the enemy just vanished into thin air. Cap and his squad move in to check out the scene where the Russian soldiers are. And they're thinking they must have retreated or something, but nope. They find all 8 of them dead, still in their fighting positions. It's like a horror movie scene. It's a total bloodbath. They start checking the bodies for any clues or intel. And then they start looking at their wounds to try to piece together what happened to them. Each Russian soldier had been shot multiple times, but it wasn't Cap's guys who did it. They were all shot by each other. In the middle of winning the fight, they just offed each other. Now, there's no official record of this incident. It's just another brutal day in the hellish year of 2015 for the Ukrainian army. And Cap, who still has scars on his face from the 2nd and 3rd degree burns he got that day, has been racking his brain for years, trying to figure out why a bunch of hardened pro soldiers would suddenly snap and kill each other. None of it makes any sense. The site was clean with no signs of anyone else being there, just the dead Russian soldiers and their gear. The only shell casings found were right there around all the bodies. They had plans, ammo, and even a couple of more bumblebees. Everything they needed to wipe out Cap's unit and vanish. But instead, they turned on each other at point-blank range with fully automatic weapons. Now, there are a couple of theories as to what happened. 1, a direct order. Why? 2, psychological warfare? Against who? And to send what message? But nothing adds up. The whole thing just seems like some freak mental breakdown, all of them snapping at once. But why? In a situation they were clearly winning. Some of the soldiers who lived through that day believed that they were saved by nothing less than the hand of God.